Before turning into who I am today, I was no one. I was just a loser, an annoying kid, an outcast. Hi, it's been a while since the time that I filmed that last clip, and I did not continue filming that night because I wasn't satisfied with the audio quality. That's why I ordered a microphone and then waited for it to arrive. And unfortunately, it took so long, and also I had to do things. I'm filming this video as my first vlog and also as a celebration for reaching a milestone, and that is reaching 260,000 Facebook followers on my Facebook page, of course. And I am very happy and grateful for that. Now, I want to deliver the message of this video to all of you, directly to the point, brief and precisely. But in order to appreciate and understand the power of motto, I have to tell you first a story, the story of my growth. And I will not cover up anything about it, the bad and the good. I have to tell you this on the first part of the video because it is the reason why I needed that motto, why I needed to hold on to something, and that is that certain sentence, the motto, and how it changed my life. So I am first going to share the experience that I had, how I found the motto, and then how it manifests into my life. I think a lot of people could relate to this story because I think most of us had gone through this. Wait, I'll hold my mic. Now, I know that difficulties and certain traumatic experiences isn't necessary for growth, but in my case, looking back, I think I needed that in order to grow. I needed to face that for me to realize, appreciate, and change things. And that happened when I was in junior high school. So, back when I was in my 7th grade, I experienced being an outcast. Well, it was a small private school and I am a transferee. I was a transferee. So, I was an easy target. But I would also like to add the context that I did not have the best personality back then. Of course, I was immature. I was only 11 years old when I stepped into the freshman year of high school, and I barely know the world. Alongside with that, growing up, my mother wouldn't let me play with other kids. I stayed at home, I read my books, I played with my paper dolls, I even talked to my imaginary friend. And yeah, I didn't know how to socialize. So, yeah, I was isolated. That's why when I stepped into the high school, I was like, oh, what's this? I had to breathe because it felt heavy for a moment. Going back, I started my junior high school journey on this tiny school with few students. And that time, we are not allowed to bring phones in school. So if you're an outcast, you would really feel alone. I felt extremely alone. And given the fact that I was young, I was very emotional about it. And that was the time when I started writing poems. I used it as an escape and to let the time pass by, especially during lunch and recess, where you could see everyone sharing their food, laughing with their friend group, having fun, and you're just there. It's like you're floating in space, or it's as if you don't even exist. I would cry. No, I would go home and I would cry my heart out, and I would look for something, for someone to blame, because I did not even want to study in that school in the first place. So to cut the long story short, a lot of drama happened. A lot of hurtful words was said to me. A lot of immature moves was made by me. And I barely survived that year. But right now, looking back, I can't even remember the details anymore. I can't even remember the reasons why I cried for it. Because I think my brain tends to erase or fade out bad or traumatic experiences as a coping mechanism. But I was left with lessons. I can still remember every lesson that I learned from that experience. And those are the lessons that helped me to grow. What are those lessons? Well, I did not know what was wrong with me until I figured it out. Around grades 8 and 9, things were getting a little bit better, maybe because I was growing up as well. My classmates were growing up as well. Of course, our mindsets were changing and all. But that was the time that I realized that the world doesn't revolve around me. And I think that's the reason why I felt really alone back then. Because I thought that everyone could be my friend. I thought that everyone could like me. I thought I am so likable. Well, I'm not. I had some sort of audacity, an attitude which I am not proud of, and I am so happy that that phase was over. I also played a big part of why I became an outcast and why I was kind of bullied, but I am not also justifying the actions of the people around me back then. But I think it's just because we're kids. However, I cannot deny the fact that that experience left a deep wound to my inner child. But at the same time, that experience made me a better person. So yeah, on my 9th grade, that was when I met my best friends. Surprisingly, things became really good. I felt welcomed and I felt loved. Now, where's the power of motto here? Well, before finishing my junior high school and entering the senior high school life, I changed the wallpaper of my laptop into a random quote that I found online, and I really liked it. And since that quote was my wallpaper, and we tend to use our laptops a lot, I had the chance to frequently read that quote. Be so good they can't ignore you. And upon researching, it was actually a quote from Steve Martin. Little did I know that quote slowly manifested into my life. I was being so good, not in a bragging or extravagant way, but I was being good as a classmate. I was being good as a friend, as a sister, as a daughter. I was being good as an individual, good as a person. Looking back, it was a long process. It took a long time before I even realized that, wow, this quote that I subconsciously turned into my motto was very powerful. Remember how I said that I was an outcast? Then I changed my wallpaper into be so good they can't ignore you. While in my senior high, which was only 2 years, I did not find it hard to make friends. And surprisingly, the way that people disliked me when I was in my 7th grade was the way that I can say people liked me when I was in my senior high. and I turned into a completely different and better person. Now, I'm on college. I joined clubs, organizations. I'm a class officer, and I guess I'm doing good. I love myself. I like myself the way I am right now. But that doesn't stop me from pursuing the journey of self betterment. I might not have a problem with dealing with other people right now, but I have to deal with myself, and that's a different topic. I couldn't say that people can't ignore me now, but I can say that I turned into a somebody. I learned to value myself and to put value to myself, which helped me to be seen and recognized. Well, we are not seeking for the crowd's validation or attention, but let's admit that we need to create connections. We need to be someone in order to be something. Be so good, they can't ignore you. My 11-year-old self would be so proud to see where I am today. I hope she knows that she's not being ignored anymore. Her poems made it somewhere. It's now living in her reader's mind. It saved some lives, comforted some souls, and voiced out some heartbreaks. Be so good, they can't ignore you. Dawn. A motto can be so powerful to the point that it can foreshadow the better version of yourself. While it helps your mind to keep it together and you're subconsciously applying it to your life. The day will come that you will be shocked about how your motto successfully manifested into your life. So if you don't have a motto yet, I think you should start browsing for one that suits you. Remember, it's like a long-term investment because it would take time, process, and of course, hard work. Remember that motto is just a mindset that would help you to keep going. In the end, it's still you who would do the hard work to be better and achieve adequate things that you aim for. In choosing your motto, always keep humbleness in mind. Never aim to be better than anyone else but yourself.